Question comes from Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
Hey, David, did it really feel like you guys built off, you talked about last night or the night of 2 nights ago not being a Picasso. Tonight, it seemed like a much more complete effort. Did it really feel like you guys kind of built on that and had one of your more complete games today?
Yeah, I mentioned this the other night. When you were going through what we were going through, not winning games, yet playing pretty well, and then, the bad performance against the Devils and just, finding a way to win against Philly, which I actually thought we might have been worse against Philly than we were against the Devils, and to kind of bring it all together and get back to doing the things that we're going to need to do tonight. Like I said, we've responded in this short season so far. You talk about that game up in Buffalo when we won 1-4, and we just got it down 1 in overtime, and then we 2 big games against the Bruins and played well again. Just a good stretch where we weren't winning, and then a real poor performance against the Devils. And come back and find a way to win, and then play the way we did today, and get, we just go on the road and get 4 points against Philly and Washington. That's a pretty good road trip.
Next question comes from Larry Brooks with the New York Post. Larry, go ahead.
How much a point of emphasis is the 5-man defensive game for your team?
It's big, Larry. You can't have it unless you got everybody involved and, being in the right position, your wingers being in the right position, closing on people quickly. It gives you a chance to outnumber people. And, we've just come so far. We've come so far this season from a defensive standpoint, a structural standpoint. You guys have been watching us for a long time. And, our first 2 years here was a fire drill so many times in our own end. And there's just a much more structured, calm look about us from a defensive standpoint. And it gives you a chance. We're still working on the offensive piece of it because I think you can do both. I think you can be productive offensively and be structurally sound defensively. And that's what we're striving for, that balance.
Next question comes from Colin Stevenson with Newsday. Colin, go ahead.
Dave, you finally put Mika and Panarin together. I'm wondering, what made you do that finally, and what did you like it? Might we see it again?
Yeah, because we've just been inept offensively, and I've always been a big believer in putting your best players together to form a line. But just the way the year involved last year, and the balance that we had with 2 lines, I thought made us a unique team offensively. This year, it just hasn't happened, and I probably stayed with it too long. I probably might have put these guys together earlier. I liked our balance on our lines today. And listen, when if you don't change things, things stay the same. So, like I said, maybe I should have done it sooner. I certainly contemplating it, and I did like the balance and look of our lines today.
Next question comes from Stephen Wino with the Associated Press. Stephen, go ahead.
Hey, David, with that, you put Alexis up there. You hope that when he scores a goal like this, that it can get him going offensively?
Yeah, for sure. Goal scorers thrive off confidence, and usually when one goes in, it starts a little bit of a snowball effect. So we certainly hope that happens for Alexis, and he continues to improve, come to the rink with a great attitude and work hard. And, as long as he continues to do that, good things are going to happen for him.
Next question comes from Mark Rosenman. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, the other day you said that when you lose, you take it on yourself and you take the blame. But over the course of the last couple of days, you've told us that you wanted to stress throwing pucks at bad angles, getting guys in front of the net, playing sound defensively and reducing the turnovers and winning the faceoffs. You did all that today. How much pride do you take in it, this time as a coach on that?
Mark, I haven't really thought much about those things. I just loved the way these guys came together and performed today. What you need to do during the course of it, you're going to have stinkers. And, you look back to the Devils game, and if our record was different, you cough it up as a one-up because that really was an outlier relative to the first 13 games of the season. And I guess I was surprised how everybody reacted to it because we've been playing some pretty good hard hockey and we just weren't winning. And, it was a stinker and nobody's going to hide from it and make excuses for it. It was inexcusable. We found a way to win in Philly, and now we played well tonight. So, it's a long season, even though it's an abbreviated season. And, it feels good that our guys won the face-off battles. We were way more structured. Our puck support was 100 times better. one of the things we did yesterday, we showed the contrast between what happened against Philly and what we look like against the last time we played this team. I mean, against Philly, every time we showed a clip around with the puck, you couldn't find 3 ranges around it. Whereas then we went back and looked at the good things we were doing against Washington. Every time you showed a clip, there were 5 ranges in the picture, and that's kind of how we played today.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. First, Rick Carpinello with The Athletic. Carpy, go ahead.
Hey, David, 2 things. One, the importance of Panarin's contribution the last 2 nights. And also, did you get a feeling that Zibanejad got any relief from that empty net goal?
Well, if you look at his reaction, you sense relief, and you look at reaction from some of the guys on the ice, there was relief. And, listen, he's getting out of it. He made a hell of a play in the first period to Bread, looked like his old self offensively, coming through the neutral zone and entering the offensive zone, made that fake, froze a defender, slid it over to Bread for a wide open net. Bread just missed it. So, listen, it's not going to happen overnight. He's not going to go from where he is to where he was last year. We just need to continue to see progress. And I thought there was another step in the right direction today.
Next question comes from Larry Brooks. Larry, go ahead.
What do you point to specifically on the improvement on the penalty kill? Is it personnel or is it a change in philosophy somewhat?
Well, I think it's a combination probably, Larry. I mean, it was something that we talked an awful lot about this summer, and our penalty kill has been really good this year, obviously. I think they've been real sound structurally. A couple of tweaks personnel-wise. Using Buchnevich on there certainly has helped. Rooney's made a difference. Our decor has been better, killing penalties. We've used Fox a lot more. All those things add up, I thought Lindy did a good job. I know Lindy took a beating, but Lindy did a good job. We'd had a lot of outliers, and I think Jock's done a real good job as well. So I think it's a combination of all of that.
Okay, we have time for 2 more. First, Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
David, is it fair to say that all the talk about getting to the net and the team not doing it was getting frustrating? And then how encouraged are you that it's been happening more, especially today? The first 3 goals, you could point to guys being around the net on all 3 of those.
Vince, it's, the thing that we've loved since we've been here for the last 2+ years is these guys really have responded. Whenever we harp on one thing, they do it. I mean, it's, it really is this level. I mean, it's hard, it isn't easy at this level. And these guys have bought into things we're trying to teach them. And, when we harp on one thing, there's only so many things you can coach. And, they usually do it. And, to see our guys around the net more and be more productive offensively. And, there were times in the second period I thought, it's 1-0. It felt like we could have had a couple more. Their goalie played well today. And, the fact that, we got rewarded for going to the net, certainly, hopefully, will inspire these guys to do a little bit more, which, the more you go to the net, I think you'll shoot the puck a little bit more too. So I think that's a twofold problem there when guys don't go to the net.
And final one comes from Colin Stevenson with Newsday. Colin, go ahead.
Dave, we heard that Capo is going to be on the COVID list, and obviously he has pre-existing conditions. So I'm wondering just how he's feeling, and how he's doing, and what's the team's level of concern with him?
Yeah, I really haven't talked to him. This happened this morning, so we haven't had a chance to talk yet. So obviously you're concerned anytime someone gets put on this list. So we'll talk here shortly and see how he feels. And from what I gather, there hasn't really been any symptoms yet. So, we'll see. I'll know a lot more later today.